with new features to keep you less distracted behind the wheel and a refreshed look that'll set your soul on fire with a more dramatic looking front end. And you will find Lexus's new familiar turbocharged 4-banger under the hood too. After all, since the GS was introduced in the 2013 model year without any significant updates since then, this new overhaul is certainly welcomed. So, let's go ahead and check out this 2016 Lexus GS 350 F Sport. Now on the new GS here, you will find a reworked rear fascia as well as a front fascia too. And on the front end of the vehicle, it's more dramatic looking this time around. It's a little bit more angular, a little bit more sharper. We also do have a bigger spindle grille. It's more in your face this time around. And then you also will find these LED headlights too. And then on the F Sport package we do have here, we get these really good looking 19-inch alloy wheels with a really nice dark graphite finish. Overall, I really do love the new look of the GS, and it certainly fits more within the Lexus model lineup. And then here goes the 2015 GS right here. As you can see, it's a little bit more stylish this time around. Now here goes the key fob design for the vehicle. It's your typical Lexus smart key, nothing too special about it here. But you do have your lock, unlock to release your trunk, and then your panic button. Now this color of the GS is known as the Ultra White. When you lock the vehicle, the mirrors will fold in. When you unlock the vehicle, the mirrors will fold out. And since we do have the F Sport package, we get the F Sport seats. It's a black leather interior. And you also do have your power driver seat with power recline, power lumbar, a power thigh extension, and power adjustable side bolsters. Pretty cool. Now stepping on inside of the GS here, you will find a slightly revamped interior. It still looks very familiar inside of here, of course, but the biggest change is probably the steering wheel and the new gauges inside of here. I also do love the Nagarai aluminum interior trim that we do get on the F Sport package. Now you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And what you're hearing there is a 3.5 liter V6. Full leather wrap steering wheel. Coming to your transmission, you have an 8-speed automatic with manual shiftability. We also do have paddle shifters. And when you put the vehicle into reverse, this of course will tilt down the mirrors, and then it'll put the rear sunshade down, and then it'll display your rear view camera with guidance lines and trajectory. And we also do have rear parking sensors. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards. Let's go ahead and pop up the hood, check out the engine bay. Now you do have heated exterior mirrors with blind spot detection and LED turn signal indicators integrated onto the mirrors. Now with this refresh of the GS, Lexus wanted to make the vehicle much more competitive against Germany's mid-size luxury sedans by introducing a new GS F model, and they wanted to make the vehicle much more stylish and offer many more features. On the front end of the vehicle, we have LED headlights with LED daytime running lights. Kind of love the little Nike check mark there. Now powering the GS here, we have a carryover 3.5 liter V6 that produces 311 horsepower at 6,400 RPM and 280 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM. It does produce a little bit more power here, and you're looking at EPA estimates of 19 in the city and 28 on the highway, running on premium unleaded fuel. Now, of course, this is not the biggest news for the GS for the 2016 model year. The biggest news is certainly the new 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder that you will find in the Lexus IS as well as the NX, and then the new GSF model with its V8 powertrain. But overall, this GS 350 certainly provides an adequate amount of power here. Now, competitors of the GS, you have the vehicles in the mid-size luxury sedan class. This includes the likes of the Mercedes-Benz E-Class, which is the top-selling one, BMW 5 Series, and the Cadillac CTS. Really love these 19-inch alloy wheels we do get here. And of course, when you get the F-Sport package, you do have the special F-Sport badging. Total vehicle price for this particular GS, you're looking at $58,190. EPA estimates, like I said, are 19 in the city and 28 on the highway. You also do have a shark fin antenna on the top right here. Back here you'll also find revamped taillights that are LEDs, and you also do have LED turn signals this time around. They do look a little bit more modern, they are more stylish, a little bit more angular too. You also do have rear parking sensors, and you also do have dual exhaust tips. When you do go for the GSF model, you do get quad exhaust tips, and we also do have LED license plate lights. And back here you will also find dual exhaust tips. When you go for the GSF model, you do get quad exhaust tips. Now, something you may not know of the GS is that you have these little fins on the side of the taillights right here, which actually do help with the fuel efficiency for the GS. And you also find this on many other Toyota and Lexus models too. Now, the GS also has a front independent double wishbone and independent multi-link rear suspension. Of course, all of your basic power necessities, power windows, power door locks, power mirrors. They also do a power fold. And you will find your memory seats right here for 3 people. Now, the GS, of course, features a very high quality interior with very impressive build quality and materials. Pretty much everywhere you touch, it's going to be soft touch materials. You have nice stitching everywhere inside of the vehicle. Everything looks and feels expensive inside of here, which is what most people want out of a Lexus. Now, coming to the steering wheel design, the steering wheel has been reworked, and I love the new steering wheel design. And of course, since we do have the F-Sport package, we do get the little badging on the bottom of the steering wheel right here. Coming to your controls, we have your steering wheel mounted audio controls, Bluetooth phone controls, voice recognition. You could change your media source from here too. And then over here we also do have your controls for your gauges, which I'll get to in just a second. And then we also do have rain sensing windshield wipers. Coming down here we have cup holders, and then you have heated seats that are automatic, and then you also do have ventilated front seats too. I really just love this Nagarai aluminum interior trim. I don't know what it is, but it's just really stylish and it looks really expensive. And then right here we also do have your controller for your Lexus N-Form system, which I'll get to in just a second. And then right here you have your different driver selectable modes. Your different driver modes do include an eco mode, which is the most fuel efficient setting, of course. And then you also do have a sport mode and a sports plus mode. This changes the throttle response as well as tightens up the steering a little bit, makes it more engaging to drive. And then you also do have a snow mode right here too. Right here is where you will find your parking sensors button if you want that on or off, and then you have your power rear sunshade. Block out the sun a little bit if you want to. And then you have your center console lid, which is nice and soft touch and stitched. Down here you will find a removable tray that does slide, and then you have your auxiliary input, a USB port, and a 12-volt power outlet. Pretty good amount of storage in the GS here, and it is lined with felt, very high quality. Up here we also do have your auto-dimming rearview mirror with Garage Home Link, SOS Safety Connect, LED map lights, and your sunroof with your sunroof controls. One touch automatic. As far as visibility goes in the GS, visibility is excellent. Lots of glass area in the front windows. Seeing out of the windshield is pretty good too, and the blind spot detection does help quite a lot. Seeing out of the rear of the vehicle, it's pretty easy. There's just lots of glass area in the GS. Now, driving the GS with the 3.5 liters V6, it certainly provides an adequate amounts of power with decent fuel efficiency. There's no need for more power here. However, if you want, you can go for the high performance GSF model with the V8 powertrain, or you can go for the turbocharged 4-cylinder, which is more fuel efficient than this 3.5 liter V6. But however, if fuel efficiency is your high priority, then go for the GS hybrid. However, the upright cost to that vehicle is much more expensive than the GS 350 and the GS 200T. Now, the ride is still very comfortable and very smooth, despite it having the firmer suspension setup with the F-Sport package. And it's still very comfortable, what you would expect out of a Lexus. And the steering and the handling is very responsive, it's predictable, and you can feel for where this vehicle is trying to go. Overall, the GS is certainly very enjoyable to drive. Now, since we do have the F-Sport package, we also do get the LFA inspired F-Sport gauges. Coming on to the right here, we have your fuel gauge and then your coolant temperature. In the center, we have your tachometer, and then it shows you what gear you're in, and then your odometer, and then your digital speedometer. On the left right here, we also do have your vehicle settings. It also shows you your meter settings, any warning messages that you have on the vehicle. And then down here you have your digital clock and then your exterior temperature readout. Right here we also do have your safety technologies. Shows you what radio station is playing. You can change your media source from here. Turn-by-turn direction for your navigation, and then an integrated compass. And then you have your vehicle information such as your current MPG, fuel range, and then your eco indicator, and then you also do have your tire pressure monitoring, and then your sway warning too. You can also change the units from kilometers to miles per hour if you want, which is pretty cool. It's all controlled by the buttons on the steering wheel. Coming over here, we have your traction control off button, your automatic high beams for your headlights, and then we also do have a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel on this vehicle. Over here is where you'll also find your electronic parking brake, which is pretty nice. Now, the GS also features some pretty nice safety technologies such as adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and Lexus's pre-collision system with pedestrian detection. Now, coming over here, we also do have dual zone automatic climate control. It's pretty easy to figure out, and I love how they go with traditional buttons here. You do have your temperatures on the sides, and then your fan speeds, your recycling, and your different zones. And then you have your front window defroster and your rear window defroster. Pretty easy to figure out there. Now, coming to the mouse-like controller, this is for your Lexus N-Form system, and we do have a 12-inch screen, one of the biggest screens in the business. And then you also do have the buttons surrounding it, and then the little enter button on the side right here. I'm not going to go over too much on this system since we've seen it many times here before, but the map quality is okay, and it's getting a little dated, to be honest. You won't find anything like 3D rendering of buildings or anything like that. They've kind of been using this same basic system for quite some time now, but it does what it needs to do, and it does it fairly well. You can enter in your destination by voice or destination assist, which is pretty cool. And then you also do have your AM FM radio with your CD player, of course, and then you also do have XM satellite radio, HD radio on this bad boy, and you also do have Bluetooth streaming audio, your USB port, and your auxiliary input, all that good stuff, iPod integration, all the norm there. You can hook up your Bluetooth phone, have your phone connected on here, have all of your contacts. Then you have your Lexus app suite, and then you can access various apps through your smartphone data connections such as iHeartRadio, Pandora. Over here we also do have your info. You can view your traffic incidents, fuel consumption, then you have your weather and your vehicle alert history. Now, what I really do love about this system is that you have this little back button, which helps out quite a lot. And then you have your climate right here. You can control your climate right here if you don't want to do it by the buttons right here. And then you have your setup right here. You can change many different settings on this Lexus N-Form system. Overall, I do love the Lexus M-Form system. It can be a little bit distracting to use at times, and the map is not the greatest in the business. However, it does offer all of the latest technology. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut down the GS. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Now back here you'll also find some more of that Nagarrai aluminum interior trim. Now sitting back here in the GS, 2 adults should fit very comfortably back here. 3 adults might be cramming it in just a little bit, since we do have a pretty high tunnel right here. You also do have dual map pockets, and then a 12-volt power outlet, as well as rear air vents too. Back here you also find a little storage compartment on the rear center armrest. And then you have your cup holders right here. And then you have a little storage pocket right here. And then this is where you'll find your ski trunk pass-through. Right there. The seats themselves back here are very comfortable. They're very well supportive, great for long road trips. And the rear headrests are adjustable back here. You also find LED map lights too. Alright. Now back here you will find a decent amount of trunk space, and then you also do have your first aid kit on the side. And then back here you also have your ski trunk pass-through. This is where you also find your spare tire.